Damn it, I need a fucking bag. You gotta get a bag. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chris. How are you, brother? How are you, buddy? Good morning, Miss Trish. How are you? Chris, if you ever, if you still want to talk about Dudleytown or whatever, just message me, man. Let me know what you want to do, man. You know what you want to do, brother. Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So, I was thinking about it last night, going over some stuff. Um, some things that I wanted to talk about at some point on the show or here, it don't matter. And I was thinking a lot about the spirituality aspects surrounding the Sasquatch world. There, there are definitely a lot of different theories. You see this guy speeding down the road right now. Speed limit here is 25. These jerk offs fly. All kinds of people walking their dogs, elderly people walking, kids in the afternoons. It's all the traffic for EB. Anyway, so there's a lot of different beliefs surrounding the Sasquatch thing. And I was wondering what people felt. You have different subsets of people who, one group feels that Sasquatch are an abomination that couldn't have been created by God. You have another set who believes that they are truly truly like just that they're all benevolent, peaceful, loving beings. You have different Native American tribes who believe that they, some believe that they're peaceful, that they're the big brother of the woods, and then other tribes who have had negative encounters with them. I don't know what got cut off there, but they have negative. Some tribes have negative encounters with them. A long time ago, they definitely did. More recently, I don't know for sure, but when you talk about the Sasquatch that would come steal the children and the women, DNA studies point to the fact that they are part human. I mean, it's kind of irrefutable. How do you refute DNA studies done by independent forensic labs across the country, not just Melba Ketchum's, but many others? They all get the same results. It's traced back to a human mother, unknown father. So if that's the case, at some point there had to be a mating between some sort of hairy hominid, ape-like creature, and a female human. It's very difficult for me to believe that some woman went willingly to do so. I know that, good men are hard to find. Pickings can get slim sometimes, I think, for a lot of females out there. But I don't know anybody desperate enough to go that route. Although I don't know if this woman has a really terrible ex-husband or not, or ex-boyfriend. But all jokes aside, even the thought about these things being Cain from the Bible, being basically shunned, and Cain saying, I can't go there. I'm too hideous. I'm too hideous. I'm too scary. They'll kill me. And God saying, I'll give you special powers so that you may survive. I mean, that doesn't sound like a stupid thing. But so Cain, if that, Cain gets shunned and abolished and says, I can't go there. I'm too hideous. I'm too ugly. I'm too scary. They'll kill me. God says, I'll give you special powers so that you may survive. That sounds an awful lot like a Sasquatch to me. And you have obviously the Nephilim theories. And, I know that people usually tend to make it what suits their needs. So if you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian, then people make it to suit that need, right? So if they're a Catholic or a Christian who likes the Bigfoot subject, who loves the Bigfoot subject, who gets lost in the joy of it, then they will tend to make them spiritual beings made by God, who are benevolent and peaceful and loving and one with the earth and all these things. Then if you're the opposite side of that and you're Christian or Catholic and you believe these things could never be made by God, they're an abomination, and they're evil, people just tend to do what fits the need in their life. They turn things into what they need them to be instead of always trying to stay objective about things. If I'm a Christian and this is what I believe in the Christian faith, and I love the thought of Sasquatch, then they're going to be a loving, peaceful being without the chance of ever having an aggressive bone in their body. They would never hurt anybody. And then obviously the opposite side of that. And then there's somewhere in the middle where, you know, if they are part human, then they have free will like humans. They can be good, also have the ability to show aggression in certain instances, and then even just like humans, there could potentially be bad ones that just kind of are went the opposite way, as it were. It's again, everything with this is very tricky. People get offended very easily when you start talking about stuff like this. Because, like I said, if they want it to be one thing and you say, well, you don't know that because you never sat down with one. You don't have one in your house to talk to. You don't have thousands of them to discuss this with. People get mad. They get angry because they want so badly for it to be what they want it to be. And unfortunately, with this subject, there's just no guaranteeing that they're one way or the other. Nobody can guarantee that, not unless you have true physical, tangible evidence to corroborate that statement. And that's where people get mad. That's where people get upset. That's where egos take a hit. How dare you say that? My Sasquatch is all peaceful and loving. Or how dare you say that these Sasquatch are kind creatures? I know they're not. This is why it's so important to not let personal feelings and beliefs get in the way of this stuff. You can't. You just can't. And respectfully, to people who say that they speak with them and all this, okay, I believe that. I believe there are people who have those gifts. But my argument is, stop it now. You can't speak with all of them. Nobody can speak to all of them. Nobody can speak to the East, and the ones that live in South America are different than the ones that live in Canada. They look different physically. Some reports differ between certain behaviors, while some may remain similar. There are things that differ, and that's why it's super important for people to go at this with an open mind. I believe that they are, and you're allowed your own beliefs. I'm not saying that. Please don't take it that way. I'm not telling anyone what to believe. What I'm saying is none of us can claim to be 100% right or wrong. Your belief is your belief. Fact and belief are different. I believe that the majority of them are passive, peaceful, inquisitive beings with a high level of intelligence and a high level of spirituality. I don't know if that spirituality means that they are, they're necessarily subscribed to a religion of any kind, but I do believe that they are spiritual beings, and I think that I like the idea of when you try to connect to them spiritually with an open mind and a loving heart and pure intention, that they understand, that they feel those things. Again, this is what I like to believe. This is what I have surmised in my own mind from the things that I've seen and heard. But I don't have 1,000 Sasquatch to ask that question to. Maverick, wait, please, buddy, wait. Carson, very well said. Wars going on across this world for thousands of years over spiritual and religious beliefs, because everybody claims to be right. Nobody can open their minds. Well, not nobody, but it's very difficult. Religion, spirituality, and politics, man, three so locked in to those things, and there's not a whole lot of flexibility. In the end, if people could take the picture in their mind out of what they believe their God looks like, take the picture out of your mind, stop with the you know, with perpetuating these things of my God is right, your God is wrong, and look to the fact that every religion in the world just about shares one thing across the board, and that one thing is to be a good human, a better person this day than you were the day before. And if that could be just the underlying, the basis of it all, man, what a different world it would be. What a different world it would be. Investigation that way too. I heard the other day somebody back sharing because of the statement that was made. I'd love to know the statement. Just like some of us have different manners. Right, absolutely, Toby. Absolutely. Good morning to everybody that I missed. I apologize. It's hard to scroll and walk and all that stuff. I have only had one experience, not enough to form a personal opinion. I do know they can mind speak. Yep, I agree with that. How is it you're not getting pounded with snow? Because I live in Patheticate, and Patheticate sucks. We got nothing but fucking rain yesterday, and then a couple flurries last night. There's a tiny little snow squall right now. We got all of our stuff yesterday and the day before, and it was all rain. It was in the 40s. It was all rain. Started to snow last night, just a little bit on and off. It was very heavy, wet snow because the temperature was still too high. It was about 35, 36. It sucks here. It sucks. I wanted a snowstorm because we haven't gotten a real one yet this year. And hey, stop it, Maverick. No. What did I say? Stop. Sit. Sit. Calm down. Calm down, please. Calm down. Calm down. Be a good boy. Where are you, Pammy? Where are you located? This would be the third day of rain for us. You're in Connecticut? Oh, you got to be like up north or northwest. Yeah. Here's the problem, because I live on the shoreline. So what happens here is that the river and the sound, the water stays warm, usually a good amount warmer than the air. So by the time it gets here, put that down. What is that? Oh God, I thought it was a dead animal. By the time it gets here, it's already turned over to rain, because the water in the sound warms the atmosphere. So up where you guys are, you don't have that problem. You're inland. It's colder there. It always is. When there's storms in Connecticut, you guys usually get a good amount more than us, unless it's one of these freak nor'easters that comes in off the coast, like this one. But the thing that was different with this one is that it didn't bring a trough of severe cold air with it. So unless these nor'easters come in really cold already, then we just don't get the snow. We get rain. It sucks, man. It sucks. We haven't had a real snowstorm here this year. Nothing. It's terrible. I like snow. A good few snowstorms a year. I love it. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's beautiful for a day or two, and then obviously it's just gross and dirty. But while it's there, I enjoy it. But we haven't had that. We've had just rain, crappy rain. But anyway, I also think there's a lot to be learned from the Native American tribes, the First Nations people, the indigenous peoples. No matter where you are, whether that's in North America, South America, the tales and the folklore and the stories, they don't change with these people. They stay the same. And thousands of years of the same stories over and over. There's got to be something to that. There's just got to be something to it. Can't all the answers, because again, what it boils down to is they're human too, and they will make things in their image, in their way that they want to see them. This is a flaw of humanity. This is what we do. But I do think that a lot of what they share and a lot of what they know is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I like to refer back to the native tribes, the indigenous people, the First Nations people. If I'm really struggling with things, because of how much history they have with things like this, because of their connection to the spiritual side of things, and because they've they coexisted with these beings at some points throughout history. So it makes sense that they would know a little more than we would. We talk about it. I talk about it often. Ego is just the downfall of man. I mean, ego is something that destroys, that can destroy a good man, a good woman, Um, although I think men tend to have bigger egos than women. I think it's this thing that's kind of bred into us and built into us that we have. I'm not saying women don't, but if you can remove ego from the picture and approach this every day with a fully open mind, then it stays magical. It stays so magical because you're still out there searching and seeking for the answers. And to me, that's the fun part. I mean, obviously, the other fun part is that they actually exist, and all that. But it's the fun of trying to find the answers when you think you have the answers, like so many people do in this community. They think they have the answers. They think they know it all. It's their way is the right way, and whatever. You can tell it's not fun for them anymore. They're miserable. They're miserable. They're miserable, and they're driven by other things. Not not the not the passion for the subject and for the beings. I mean, you have to have a certain amount of compassion and love for these beings on a certain level too. Um, even if for some reason they turn out to be bad, or at least some of them do, you have to have a certain amount of love and compassion for them if you're continuing to do this. I think, right? It's similar to animals in a way, and humans too. Um, there are really bad human beings on this planet, and while I wouldn't, want to do, I wouldn't want to have game night with them. There's a part of me that has a large amount of compassion for them and empathy that they live in the way that they do and turned out the way that they did. Um, I don't know. Uh, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking. Same Rhode Island, same exact weather. New Hampshire got 18 inches. Yep, experiences. Right, right. And experiences can give us information, can provide data, but it doesn't provide the, the overall answers to it all. I like to approach it from, I don't want to go out and have a one-off sighting. I don't want to go out there and see them and have these random. I want to treat them as if they are do believe that they are people. They're a race of people of some sort. I don't know what kind. I don't know exactly where it started, how long ago it started, or who Dad was. But I do believe that they are a form of people, and they're highly intelligent, spiritual, um, and I think they can be just as different as you and I. just as different as you and I. The idea that anything like that exists besides us is what's so intriguing, because we were supposed to be the only thing out there that's like us. And now that here's this giant bipedal, hair-covered relative of ours that's like us in many ways, and then, come on, we're going back, come on, and then not like us in many others, is so intriguing. It's so intriguing. But I just wanted to see what everybody thought, what you guys' feelings are about that stuff. Again, I know it's tricky. I mean, I don't know if I'd say I'm sure you can communicate with them if you meditate. I think it depends. I don't think it's as easy as just sitting down in your living room and having a meditation session with a YouTube video playing a meditative song. I think it's more than that, but I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I think it's highly possible that you can learn how to. You can learn how to do a lot of things that we don't do normally anymore, that we used to be able to do, that we have the abilities inside of us, but we've lost uh, our way to harness and use them. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Again, uh, I don't have the answers. I don't know. I don't know. I think that communication with them is definitely possible. Um, I think it's highly probable, but I don't know what it takes exactly to have that kind of communication. Um, I've had other forms of communication. I mean, I think that anytime that they're tossing things at you, or they're um, playing with you, running through the bushes and all that stuff, that's a form of communication too. Um, and those things are just incredible. It's all just so awesome. It's at the end of the day, it's all just awesome. It's so fun, and uh, that's where I keep all of like myself rooted in this. Is it's fun, man. It's just fun. It's exciting. It's intriguing. It's fun. Um, at times, it can be emotionally moving, emotionally taxing, spiritually moving, spiritually taxing. But man, is it cool! It's just a cool, cool, cool topic, and I'm glad I'm on the side of the people who know. I'm a knower. I am a knower. Yeah, Mike, agreed. Answers are overrated. We know they're there, and I agree. It's just knowing that they're real is cool, and it's just so fun. It's when you know, it's a life changing experience. Honestly, it really is. And it sounds so cliche and cheap and weird and stupid to some people, but it really is. It's a life changing thing to know that they're real. Um, but yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. All right, I'm getting my butt inside. Got to get back on the computer again for more hours. I got to try to keep this dog occupied because he's nonstop all day. Um, but I'll check in again later. I love you guys. Understand, please don't take any of this the wrong way. I respect everybody's opinion to everything. I would never tell anyone you have to think this way or that way. Nope, not at all. You think whatever you want, you believe whatever you want, as long as it's done in a peaceful, loving, caring way, and it's not done with malice and ego. Then of course, you know the deal here. You're welcome here. You're always going to have a place here that's safe, and um, I hope that I can do my best to make everybody here feel comfortable and safe when they talk about these things. If I don't, please tell me, and I'll work and bust my ass to get better. But that's the goal here. That's the goal. Also, if you guys know anybody who's got any encounters or experiences with Sasquatch, with dogmen, with aliens, with goblins, with leprechauns, with rainbow-haired rappers from Brooklyn, if they fit in the cryptid category and they have an experience or an encounter, please, please, please send them my way. Let them know that I will. I promise I will take care of them. If they don't want to share it with anybody, they can just have a place to share it with somebody else, and maybe get a little bit of closure. Um, I love you all.